Welcome to the 67th commencement ceremonies at Lemoine College. We have over 670 students receiving their undergraduate degrees today, and this culminates the end of 4 years of hard work, not including all the elementary and secondary schools. So we have many people here to celebrate with the students, family, friends, the Lemoine community as a whole. It's a beautiful day here in Syracuse. I'm Leslie Bailey Streiskuth. Thank you.
And I'm Mike Bersani, Lemoine College class of 2010. You know, Leslie, this is the 7th year that commencement has been held here on campus. It's the 6th year that we've been doing this together. And I think the class of 2017 has the luxury of having the nicest weather that we've seen with an on-campus commencement ceremony here at Lemoine. And that's certainly what they deserve. As you mentioned, this is the culmination not only of 4 fulfilling years at Lemoine, but of their entire educational careers. For some, they'll go on to their PhDs, they'll go on to receive masters or doctorates, but for many of them, this is the celebration of many years of hard work, and they certainly deserve it.
Yeah, it's interesting talking about what they're going to do. We have a class, it represents students from across the United States, and we even have international students, but I sat in the commencement fair where students have to pick up their cap and gown, and what was interesting was talking to the students and sort of finding out what they're doing. There are kids absolutely going and doing PhD programs. We have a Fulbright scholar. We have students who are going on into the professional arena. We have students that are just pursuing their dreams that they developed while they were here at Lemoine, doing undergraduate research projects with students, internships. They've had a really broad experience here. And the 671 degrees that are being awarded today, right. That's a record number for the college. This is the largest class ever to receive. It's the largest commencement ceremony ever in the college's history. And we've had more than 300 graduate students who received their degrees at graduate commencement earlier on Friday evening. So really, our undergraduate students, they deserve that differentiation, that separate ceremony to celebrate their years here on campus. Absolutely, and for this ceremony in particular, every year a senior speaker is selected, and this year Kayla Burt, who is a Renaissance woman, if you ask me, is giving the student speech. So we'd like to hear a little bit from her right now.
It's pretty difficult to describe myself in one word, but I guess if I had to, it would be enthusiastic. Trying to find the good in all things. If you can find a way to be enthusiastic, that becomes a light for others as well, to kind of motivate them and push them. When I found out that I was selected as the student speaker, I was more than excited. It still has taken a little while for it to hit me, really, just because it's such an honor, and I'm so excited to have the opportunity to do this and share parts of myself with the class and their family members and friends who will be gathered on commencement day. The others who were nominated were amazing choices for the speaker as well. So to find out that I was even nominated in the same category with them was fantastic, but also to have been selected is even more incredible. The main point that I want to get across to the class is the importance of growth and the difficulties, but also the beauty in growth as well. So I think that encompasses a lot of the things that we've experienced during our years at Lemoine, and that's also a message that we can carry on with us after we leave here. This being a school of faith, particularly a Jesuit school, has meant a lot to me, actually. I come from a strong faith, so just carrying those values with me when I came here, it's great to know that I don't have to do things on my own, that I always have God with me. So even when there are times when I feel like I can't go further or something like that, I know that God's not going to give me more than I can handle. But even just the Jesuit values, the two kind of phrases that we focus on the most here are magis and cur personalis. So magis just meaning greater and more. There's always something greater out there for me. So if I feel like I can't do more, I can definitely always do more. And that's for myself and for others as well. And then with cur personalis, that means care for the whole person. Making sure that I'm taking care of myself physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and then doing that for other people as well. The thing that drives me the most, I would say, is, well, it starts with my parents. They've always been great motivators. They've always pushed me to do the very best that I can do. When I was younger, they used to say, when everybody else is giving 100%, you give 110%. And then I would probably say other people as well. Just the fact that I know that they're looking at me pushes me to want to do better for myself as well, so that they know that if they're struggling or if there's something going on with them, that they can always push through it. The first thing that I'm most proud of is my role as a resident advisor. That position has taught me so much about myself. It's taught me so much about how to work with others and how to treat others, and the fact that everybody's so different. I'm also proud of my accomplishments on the golf course. You know, that's kind of the first activity that I really got involved in here at Lemoine, and we've gotten better and better throughout the 4 years that I've been here. So to kind of see where the program was when I first came here to where it is now is pretty incredible. I've been very involved in multicultural affairs here as well, student government, so a wide variety of things. And you know, I remained who I was at the core, but throughout those activities, being an RA, being on the golf team, just being involved in everything has contributed to my growth in so many different aspects. Directly after graduation, I will be going to SUNY Upstate for their physical therapy programs. You know, I would like to get into a little bit of coaching, but would also really like to diversify the sport of golf a little bit more as well. You know, I didn't, during my time here at Lemoine, and even before then when I was in high school playing golf, I didn't see much diversity on the golf course. And so I think it's important to have heroes that are very similar to you. And so if I can accomplish that in some manner, I would love to do that. The thing that I'll miss most about Lemoine is honestly just the people. You know, I've had the opportunity to do a lot of things on campus through different activities or, you know, through golf or just other things that I've been involved in. And the people that you meet here are really supportive. They want to see you do well. And not just that, they want to make sure that they're caring for you know, every aspect of who you are. So that's in the classroom, that's on the golf course, that's, you know, and they want to make sure that you're doing great things when you move on from here as well. You know, when I first came to Lemoine, I was really afraid to reach out to others. I assumed that the definition of success was something that you had to achieve on your own. And it was through meeting the awesome people that I've met here that I realized that it's a little bit bigger than that. It's about reaching out to others, getting to know them and learning from them, and also having them learn from you as well.
So Kayla, I don't think we really need to say anything else about what a Lemoine education can bring to someone. Small class sizes, professors who know your name, all of this, you know, works, the Lemoine community works to connect students with opportunities that might further their academic pursuits, like I said earlier, internships, research grants, and more. And you know, with all the updates that have been happening on campus over the last 5-6 years, students really have a beautiful experience while they're here.
And Leslie, all those accolades that you talk about, all those qualities that Lemoine has, that's attracted attention. This year, for the 4th year in a row, the Princeton Review ranked Lemoine one of the nation's premier institutions. So in achieving that distinction, what does that mean? It means Lemoine's joining the ranks of some of the most elite institutions in the nation. Only 15% of colleges and universities in the U.S. receive that prestigious award. And this year, Lemoine was also recognized as one of America's best colleges by U.S. News and World Report for nearly a quarter century, for the 24th consecutive year.
Right, and you know, it's always exciting to get that distinction, but as we see students walking in here, and I should say that they start up on the main quad, if you will, and they walk down together, you know, one last time. But the students, as we see students and faculty walking in, they are a huge part of what defines this college. And Lemoine understands this, so there are many opportunities available to students beyond the classroom. There's the Music and Fine Arts program with, they have multiple vocal ensembles, student-created plays, jazz combos, and much more. In fact, today the music is being provided by the Lemoine Chamber Orchestra and the Lemoine Chamber Singers. So Lemoine provides a bountiful array of opportunities.
We were talking, Leslie, before we came on the air about, every class that graduates from the college is special, but especially the class of 2017. There are some really great student leaders. All 671 of today's graduates have something special to share. Scholars Day took place earlier in the academic year. More than 55 students representing over 20 academic disciplines participated in that. We mentioned Fulbright scholarships that have been awarded, obviously accolades in athletics, service trips to places like Quito and across the globe, and really it just speaks to the type of place Lemoine is, and this idea of greatness meeting goodness, as the tagline goes.
Absolutely, and when you talk, you yourself, graduate of 2010, what does a Lemoine education do? It does all these things that we're talking about, and it does more in an atmosphere that encourages you to pursue. And that's, I think, what is beautiful about an institution of this size and, of this makeup, the faculty, the staff, the administrators, everyone working together to achieve these goals that students determine. It's not, here's what you have to do, it's what do you want to do, and let's help you make that happen.
Speaking of, the quality of the college's faculty, today's commencement speaker is history professor Dr. John Langdon. He's been a part of the Lemoine community for more than half a century, and he's been a faculty member here since 1971 in the history department here at Lemoine, teaching either Western civilization or world civilizations. We were talking about what to expect today, and I'm expecting something special with someone who has such a connection to the college.
Absolutely, and he graduated class of 67.
That's right.
So he's having this is an amazing experience for him to have been part of this community for so long. He's written countless books, papers, presented, and on top of all that, he's just a great person, and eats in the cafeteria with students so that he can see them and be with them, and he's a part of this school in every sense of the word. So it's really a great tribute to him and the college itself that he's our speaker today.
It's great. We saw the procession being led down, the Grand Marshal this year for today's ceremony, Father Donald Kirby, who's a professor of religious studies here at Lemoine. Obviously the students followed them, and it's just a great collection of people. We can't say enough about Kayla, about Dr. Langdon, about everyone who we'll hear from during today's ceremony.
Right, and the honorary degrees that are being presented to Father Joseph Parks and Elaine Clyburn, both of them receiving honorary degrees. But I want to also point out, as they're showing shots of people marching down, you notice the robes and the tassels and the hoods and the different kinds of hats. All of that comes from the 12th century tradition of regalia, the clothing that you'd wear. And being from Syracuse, we can understand being cold. So initially, these robes were meant to keep the academics warm. So today, luckily, we don't really need what those robes were initially meant to do. But it is good to know that it's literally a centuries-old tradition, and depending on the colors and on the hoods and the type of tassel you have on your cap and the stripes on the sleeves, all those different things represent your level of education and where you received your degree. So it's lovely to have this, as we say, pomp and circumstances for the students, undergraduates, as well as all the faculty that are marching in with them. And the faculty, there are different faculty leading different parts of the procession depending on the awards that they received this year at convocation. So There's a lot of tradition involved with this ceremony, and I think it's a wonderful way of celebrating students, faculty, the school as a whole.
And seeing these shots of campus today, I mean, you see how much campus has transformed, in the last 4 years for the class of 2017, and even since I graduated in 2010, and it's all changed for the good. We talk a lot about, what did Lemoine look like in, 1946 and the early 1950s in its beginnings. Today's students represent more than 30 states. Back then, only 2 states were represented. Obviously we have faculty that total more than 140 today. Back then there were 25 faculty members, and the school is almost 4 times the size that it was in the early 1950s. So just some amazing changes that have taken place over the past half century, and also over the last 5 or 10 years at the college.
Yeah, and talking about the past, 1946 and beyond, we have the class of 1967 here, and so this is their 50th reunion, and Lemoine has this fantastic tradition of bringing the class that's having its 50th reunion to participate in these commencement ceremonies, so they're here with us today as well.
Today's National Anthem will be sung by the Lemoine College Chamber Singers under the direction of Dan and San. Father David McCollum will give the invocation. He's the Vice President for Mission, Integration, and Development here at Lemoine. He's also a 1990 graduate of our gym here on the Heights.
You talked a little bit about sports. I'm not a huge sports fan, but I am when it comes to Lemoine. So our women's lacrosse team Friday had a bittersweet loss in Pennsylvania. They were going for the championship, but what a great season they had. Volleyball did well, basketball. Our teams are really coming together in a beautiful way. Kayla talked about golf, even having a good 4 years that she's been here. So that's something that I think students will remember, that they were able to share with one another while they were here.
A lot of success came from this year's class.
Yes.
I was impressed to see the video of all the places where members of the class of 2017 will be going, and some are going to Wall Street, some are going to phenomenal research universities across the country to pursue their PhD. Just a wide range of places, both academically in the professional world where members of today's graduating class will go.
Right, and so Lemoine is really encouraging students to pursue whatever it is that they feel is important. So as far as graduate programs, there are there are close to 10 graduate programs here that students can pursue just here at Lemoine. But there are also all these other graduate programs that students are pursuing to get their PhDs. The Fulbright scholar Amanda D'Angelo, she's going to be going to Spain and teaching students on a Fulbright scholarship. And it's just amazing what students determine to pursue. And it says something about how Lemoine is moving students forward. Sempre Avanti is the goal, and I feel that Lemoine lives that every day.
We should give a little bit of love too to our graduate students who received their
exactly
degrees on Friday evening. 9 different programs that are 9 different types of degrees that Lemoine awards, but also it was historic in that it was the first time that occupational therapy master students and also nursing practitioner master students received their degrees from the college. So it's been a memorable weekend already on the Heights.
And I'm looking here at some statistics. 94% of the members of the class of 2015 are employed. So it's good to that even into the future, students. I'm working career advising as part of my responsibilities here at Lemoine, and truly within 6 months at the most, students do find work. We have 93% within 6 months. So at Lemoine, 93% of our students within 6 months do have work. they're doing something that's important to them. I just saw someone yesterday at the honors convocation who was just bubbling over with joy because not only did she find a job, but she's doing something that she really, really likes and feels like she's making a difference. And I think that a Lemoine student does worry about whether or not he or she makes a difference. Not only do you need to get a job, but you need to get a job that makes a difference to you and the world around you.
Absolutely. I mean, I think Lemoine, it's not just about getting a job at Lemoine. It's learning how to solve problems, learning how to solve, problems that matter across the world. We saw that with the new bachelor's degree that was introduced in professional studies that helps students advance their current careers, concentrate in either business or health-related professions. And students can take courses in the evening, online, or in hybrid formats.
Right, Lemoine meeting students where they can be, rather than making students conform to some program. Lemoine is flexible and willing to and wanting to support students in any way that they can. And again, I go back to the size of Lemoine. It's able to bend and flex the way students need that to happen, whether they be sort of non-traditional students or traditional students. So it's a great place for students to come and pursue whatever it is that they find. And Moyne helps you find that. So this day is a great celebration of all that makes Lemoine what it is. And sometimes the camera goes on these hats. I'm just amazed at what students come up with. I actually got to witness students go online to Pinterest and all these sort of, there's Amanda D'Angelo with the blue there. She's our Fulbright scholar. Anyhow, she spent time decorating. They are very concerned about what goes on that water board, and they go out to town. So I do love all the images that the students have come up with. And
today's ceremony, I think especially, captures what Lemoine is. We talked about Kayla a little bit earlier.
Yes.
And all that she's done, but I think hearing from Dr. Langdon, I think that's what I'm most excited to hear in today's ceremony. Just because he has a connection to this place, and that's what Lemoine is, and that's what Kayla said in her remarks, that Lemoine is about the people here, and in so many ways that's what commencement is about. It's a celebration of not only academic accomplishment, but it's a celebration of all the people who helped make this experience, this Lemoine experience, great for today's graduates.
Yes, and I think that one of the things that's really brought this class together is that there have been some challenges throughout the years for them. Politically, a lot of things have happened, in all honesty, in the last year. And so Lemoine, the campus, came together to figure out how are we going to approach these situations? How are we going to manage our feelings and respecting each other? And it's been a really, if you look at this class, I think it's been a unifying experience. Again, because Lemoine figured out, there's Dr. Langdon. And the class of 1967, walking in together with him. So I hope that I can someday say, I'm going back for my 50th reunion.
No, you talk about solving the world's problems, and
yes,
even the types of things that faculty members are doing on campus. Dr. Hilary McManus, who's an associate professor of biological and environmental sciences. She was one of 76 female scientists to travel to, she will be one of 76 female scientists to travel to Antarctica as part of the Homeward Bound program. And that's a program that really looks to, bring a scientific background to women and really address major problems such as climate change and other environmental issues.
Well, and here, with environmental issues in mind, over the next 5 years, Assistant Professor of Physics Christopher Bass, Dr. Bass, and his students will take part in a project funded by the Department of Energy that could help improve how the more than 400 nuclear reactors around the world are monitored and safeguarded. And thinking about what happened in Japan recently, that kind of research is vital to the survival of this planet.
You talked a little bit about athletics earlier. Matt Bassett, who's the director of athletics, assistant vice president here at Lemoine, he traveled to the Vatican to participate in, the Sport and Faith in the Service of Humanity Global Conference. Those are the types of things that, Lemoine people do. Students, faculty members, professionals here on campus. They really are changing the world, not only for 4 years, but for a lifetime afterwards.
Yes, and again, going back to the fact that you say 4 years, but in all honesty, Lemoine is here for people beyond that time. That we're always, Lemoine, I have students come back all the time just because they feel that connection.
Looks like we're ready to get underway.
It looks like we're ready.
Good morning, everyone. As Provost, I declare the 67th commencement of Lemoine College to be in session. Please remain standing as the Lemoine College Chamber Singers lead us in the singing of the National Anthem. I ask that all gentlemen remove your caps and direct your attention to the flag located to the left of the stage, and then kindly remain standing for the invocation to follow. Reverend David C. McCallum of the Society of Jesus, Vice President for Mission Integration and Development, will now lead us in the invocation.
Parents, families, friends, do you feel the Spirit here this morning? Golden Jubilee class of 1967, do you feel the Spirit here this morning? That was your cue. Class of 2017, do you feel the Spirit here this morning? Since we know that enthusiasm and energy are signs of God's life with us, in the Spirit of God, we pray. Loving God, we praise you and thank you for your goodness to us, which is so manifest this day. The learning, the growth, the many gifts and achievements of our Lemoine class of 2017, in the love, sacrifice, and support of their parents and families, in the lifelong friendships that have been kindled here on the Heights. We see signs of your spirit in the passionate and dedicated faculty, and in the many ways they have educated, mentored, and inspired our students over the years. In the skillful, caring, and ever-present support of our Lemoine College staff. We honor and give thanks to the class of '67 for the leadership and service they have given, for the example they give for those Dolphins who will follow in their footsteps. We thank you, O God, in a special way for the vision, generosity, and inspiration embodied by our honorees. For in them we meet human excellence and are made better by their presence among us. We pray that our graduates will likewise become great through their goodness, their availability for others, and their willingness to realize the potential within themselves for a purpose greater than themselves. All this we pray, O God, in your most holy name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Father McCallum. Please be seated. It is truly my privilege to welcome all of you here today. And we are thrilled to be able to hold this commencement on our beautiful campus, especially while the weather is still cooperating. Before we begin, I would like to make you aware that this ceremony is being simulcast in the Athletic Center to my right, if at some point in the program you need to move indoors. As Father McCallum mentioned, we are joined today by members of the class of 1967, wearing green robes with gold tassels to mark their golden jubilee. As I call their names, I ask each member of the class to rise. Please hold your applause until all of these great alumni are recognized. John Barry, John Bellinger, Sharon Benz, Angela Burnett, Anthony Bucci, R. Michael Campbell, John Carmody, Carol Casalea, Richard Chabot, Mary Casella Chabot, Sherry Dolan, Patricia Kane, Patricia Friedman, Henry Hank Fust, Anne Gaudet, John Gensler, Patricia Giarusso, Robert Gettil, Richard Gilmore, Ann Johnson, Donald Knapp, Peter Lefebvre, Dr. John Langdon, Dr. John McCall, Geraldine Marks, James Murphy, John Penrose, William Ripple, Carol Rivers, Thomas Shore, Donald Sullivan, James Zogby, and Eileen Zogby. Congratulations to the class of 1967. We are delighted to have you here with us today. It is now my honor to recognize our faculty, those extraordinary teachers, those dedicated scholars, and wonderful colleagues. Our students' success reflects their tireless efforts. Will the Lemoine College faculty please stand and be recognized? It is now indeed a privilege to introduce the president of Lemoine College, Dr. Linda Lemura.
Thank you, Provost Marina. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our honored guests, Ms. Elaine Clyburn, Father Joseph Parks, and Dr. John Langdon. Welcome to all of our trustees, regents, and alumni. Welcome to our distinguished faculty, to our staff, administrators, and to the Golden Alumni Class of 1967. I welcome the families and friends of our graduates. Welcome, Class of 2017. What a busy, beautiful time you've had these last few weeks. You're done with your final exams. You've enjoyed the quiet reflection of a peaceful senior week. And you've started to make preparations for that new life that's waiting for you. Some of you are packing up dorm rooms. Others are cleaning out closets and desks at home. Some of you are selling books, though it pains me to think about that. You're tossing out old papers, getting rid of notebooks that you think you'll never need. In all of this organizing and purging, I'd invite you to take a look back at one paper in particular. Are you ready, 2017? I want you to find that research paper you wrote as a first-year student in History 111. Read it over carefully. Now, I realize that for some of you, this could be a painful experience, a reminder of how young you were, how much you still had to learn. But today, in particular, as we wait to hear from our extraordinary colleague, Dr. John Langdon, I'd like you to consider that history paper and the value it represents. The Lemoine College Handbook for Historians insists that students cite their work, use primary sources, support their thesis with credible research. You have to use a certain font and margins, put a title on your work, your name below the title, and a staple on the left. It's so demanding and so particular. And in thinking about Dr. John Langdon, I think I know why. What you learned in writing that paper is that while history is fluid and subjective in nature, we still insist that you find and speak the truth about history. And although we live in a present moment when feeling often poses for fact, at Lemoine, we insist that you express something more than mere opinions in your work. We expect you to have ideas and to support them honestly and credibly. We insist upon primary sources because knowledge, like success, is rarely the product of your ingenuity or insight alone. We learn from others, and we acknowledge their efforts and sacrifices. Because attention to detail is a form of respect, we asked you to turn in the work that was clear and polished. And although the world beyond the Heights is dominated by pseudonymous usernames and internet trolls, we insist that you put your name on your work. We wanted you to understand that your ideas, like your actions in the world, you must own. It shouldn't surprise any of us that Dr. John Langdon was one of the authors of the Handbook for Historians. It embodies the values that John Langdon has lived by and that he has instilled in thousands of Lemoine College students. Intellectual rigor, professionalism, integrity, clarity, honesty, and respect. So now is the time, as St. Paul wrote in his letter to the Corinthians, to put away the childish things, to enter the world you've heard so much about, the future, and to make your mark in it. You may think that today Lemoine College enters your past and that it becomes part of your history. But as Dr. Langdon's classes have taught you, history is a living presence. You're going to feel the effect of what you've learned here on the Heights when you start that first job or when you begin your graduate studies, in your travels, your work, your play, your worship. every day of that bright, challenging new future, you'll feel what it means to have been a student at Lemoine College. And when you're a success, you will give credit to the primary sources: parents, grandparents, mentors, siblings, and friends who've all shown you the way. When life becomes challenging, you'll respond with ideas and not just emotion. You'll look for the truth, and you'll not accept a popular or easy substitute for it. And even if those around you choose to produce work that's slovenly or cheap, you will traffic in excellence with labor, precision, and care. And at the end of the day, you'll own what you've done. The successes, the failures, what's hard, what's beautiful, and what's lasting. You'll put your name on your work. That's why you lived on the Heights, and that's what we taught you at Lemoine College. Best of luck, 2017. God bless you. We love you. Thank you.
Thank you, President Lemura. It is now my pleasure to introduce the representative of the class of 2017 chosen to address you, a truly remarkable young woman who has clearly left her mark on our college. She is graduating with a Bachelor's of Science degree in psychology. I give you Miss Kayla Burt.
Good morning, everyone. Wow, I heard like 2 people. Good morning, everyone. It's a great day to be great. It's an absolute honor and a blessing to stand before you today, even though my toes are crying out to the Lord from wearing these heels. To my incredible friends and family, I would like to say thank you. Mom, stop crying. I promise not to embarrass us too much. To the amazing class of 2017, congratulations. Yeah. This is the moment we have tirelessly worked toward. Today, I'm filled with an overwhelming sense of pride and elation, and I know you feel the same because I watched your Snapchat stories in the library during finals week. My intent was actually to gracefully swoop down from the top of Gruen Hall like Lady Gaga at this year's Super Bowl halftime show, but I was informed that physical plant did not have the resources to make that happen this year. So I suppose it's more appropriate and far less embarrassing to celebrate the day by laughing, dancing, embracing one another, and reminiscing about those days when our only source of strength was coffee and prayer. As I began to prepare my remarks for today's commencement ceremony, I felt it was imperative to encompass the experiences of all our graduates. And as I searched for inspiration, I turned to my high school workout playlist. Ironically, the very first song was Asher Roth's I Love College. And after listening to that song on my very current and very trendy iPod Nano, I concluded that there is absolutely no possible way for me to use that song as the basis of today's celebratory occasion, especially with my 80-year-old grandmother in the audience. So I skipped to the next song. And in that song, the wise street philosopher Drake articulated the college experience best when he said, "We walk the same path, but got on different shoes, live in the same building, but we got different views." You see, although we've gone to the same school, our experiences have been quite different. During our years at Lemoine, no matter how many or few those years have been, we've all been confronted with obstacles and pushed well beyond our levels of comfort, whether in the classroom, on the stage, on the field, and more. However, we overcame those obstacles and uncomfortable moments to become NCAA Division II national champions, Fulbright scholars, award-winning writers, future politicians, educators, healthcare providers, and more. And in our variety of accomplishments, the one thing we all have in common is the Jesuit education that provided us with the strength and the dexterity to find comfort in being uncomfortable. When we first arrived at our Jesuit gym, we all experienced the discomfort that correlates with the dawn of our new chapter as college students. Do you remember your first roommate freshman year? No, me either, because you were only roommates for a couple weeks. Then, do you remember how nervous you were walking to that very first class? And then finally realizing that you're on the second floor when entering the Science Center, the third floor when entering Gruen, and then finally realizing that you cannot get to the second floor of Riley by using that one staircase? Oh man. And then at the end of the year, you experience tremendous heartbreak as that beast of a housing lottery proved who your real friends were. We use these first experiences to evolve and prepare for the next and more difficult obstacles that were ahead of us. At times, we were told we were inadequate because where we're from, our level of intelligence or talent, our family's history, our socioeconomic status, even the color of our skin and the choices we make. So how did we make it to this day? How did we possibly conquer that discomfort and use it as an impetus for growth? With this question in mind, I think of great civil rights leaders such as Malcolm X. In his speech at the founding rally of the Organization of Afro-American Unity, he stated, "For tomorrow belongs only to the people who prepare for it today." You see, Malcolm X endured overwhelming levels of oppression. He was prepared to stand up for all he believed in. He was prepared to educate himself and educate others to combat the injustices. He was prepared to lose his life so others could embark on the journey to successes that may have once seemed insurmountable. He did not falter, he did not grow weary. Instead, he carried that weight to build strength so he could rise. So, to my 600 closest friends in the class of 2017, I'd like to take this moment to congratulate you on your resilience and for finding the comfort in being uncomfortable. During your years at Lemoine, you may have initially attended that uncomfortable open discussion just for those extra credit points, but you later realized that you learned so much about yourself and about the world around you. You committed yourself to excellence in the gym, in the studio, or on the stage perfecting your craft. You devoted countless hours to studying in the library instead of using your friends, your phones, and your Netflix accounts as tools of procrastination. Lemoine has done an incredible job of preparing us for that next step, whatever that step may be for you. We often hear phrases such as be the change, magis, and cura personalis. And as Jesuit, or shall I say Jesuit, as those phrases may be, they're more than just a fun hashtag to contribute to our Instagram fame. They are a reminder of our fortitude, our rectitude, and our incredibly bright futures. So as we prepare to leave our Jesuit gem on the heights and take our separate paths in the world, the reality is that there will unfortunately be times when we will face adversity. However, I am optimistic that the triumphs, the tribulations, and everything in between have given us the stamina to blast through the walls of fear, fatigue, guilt, anger, hatred, and the other barriers that often cripple us from achieving all we were created to do. So all of us gathered here today can act as a sword, cutting through the body of injustice. Today, as we come to the end of this chapter in our lives, we're faced with a new set of uncomfortable situations. We all risked our lives one last time as we hurried through the world's narrowest tunnel connecting Gruen and the Science Center on our way to our final exams. We have all turned in those final papers, hopefully. We've played our final sporting events and packed up our rooms filled with pictures and memories from the past 4 years. And today, we say our final goodbye to the faculty, the staff members, mentors, teammates, club members, and friends that have become family. As Drake said, we started on the same path with different shoes, but today, we've been given new shoes as we walk in separate directions with endless possibilities. I pray that you all are able to find comfort in being uncomfortable so you may flourish in wisdom, compassion, love, joy, and the other Jesuit values that have been instilled in us during our years at Lemoine College. It was an absolute blessing to share these moments and memories with you for the past 4 years, and I cannot wait to hear about all the remarkable things you'll do. You've heard this 1,000 times, but go forth, set that world on fire. Thank you, God bless you, congratulations, congratulations, thank you, peace.
Thank you, Kayla. Mr. and Mrs. Burt, wherever you are out there, thank you for sharing the gift of your daughter with us these past 4 years. We now proceed to the conferring of honorary degrees. These degrees are awarded to persons deserving of recognition by virtue of their scholarly distinction, noteworthy public service, or other outstanding contributions. By their accomplishments, they bring distinction to the college and also serve as role models for our graduates. Will the honorary degree candidates please rise? President Lemura, I am pleased to present to you the candidates for the degree Doctor of Humane Letters.
By virtue of the power vested in me by the trustees of Lemoine College and by the regents of the state of New York, I am happy to confer the honorary degrees Doctor of Humane Letters.
Please be seated. We now proceed to the presentation of diplomas and hoods to each of the honorary degree recipients. And so at this time, I invite Dr. Margaret Wells, Interim Dean of the Purcell School of Professional Studies, to come forward to read the degree citation for Miss Elaine M. Clyburn, class of 1956. I ask President Lemura and Miss Clyburn to please rise.
Elaine Clyburn's aim in life is as beautiful as it is simple, to be useful. As a young girl growing up in Buffalo, New York, her father, a city bus driver, and mother, who went to work in a local factory in order to send Elaine to a Catholic high school, instilled the value of service to others into her daily life. She clearly took those lessons to heart. For nearly 50 years, Elaine has worked both as a staff member and volunteer for the American Red Cross, an organization whose aim is to alleviate human suffering. It has been her life's work and her life's mission to aid others when they need it most. Elaine began her tenure at the Red Cross in 1969 as a hospital field director in Vietnam, where she advocated on behalf of U.S. military personnel stationed there. That was the beginning of a distinguished career in service that would eventually bring her to 49 of the nation's 50 states, working on behalf of people facing the most significant crises of their lives. She earned the distinction of becoming the first person of color to be named a Level 5 Disaster Director, the highest level in the Red Cross system. In late 2001, Elaine was called upon to put her decades of experience and training to work when she was dispatched to Red Cross National Headquarters in Washington, D.C. to assist individuals and families impacted by the worst terrorist attack in U.S. history. She remained in this role for nearly a year, always singularly focused on the needs of those around her. Over the course of her career, Elaine has made it a point to use her many gifts and talents to aid her coworkers as well. She is a founding member of a group of Red Cross staff members and volunteers who refer to themselves as Blacks in the American Red Cross and whose goal was to mentor and encourage one another. Today, the group has expanded to include all Red Cross workers who are members of a minority group. It serves as a testament to Elaine's commitment to ensuring the strong future of the organization that means so very much to her. Those closest to Elaine know her not as a brilliant trailblazer, but as someone who is extremely grateful for the life she has been given. In addition to her bachelor's degree from Lemoine, She earned a master's degree in social work from Howard University and has worked as a family counselor, a school social worker, and civil rights activist. Elaine has taught social work at Colorado State University and Villa Maria College and was instrumental in developing and growing the programs at both institutions. Over the course of her career, Elaine has received numerous accolades for her work, including a presidential citation for her long and dedicated service and a legacy award for service to the armed services in a time of war. Yet she remains ever humble and dedicated to her work. While she is now formally retired from the Red Cross, she continues to give her time and energy freely to the organization that shaped her professional life and to others close to her heart, including the National Civil Rights Museum and St. Augustine Catholic Church in her adopted home of Memphis, Tennessee. She says of herself simply, "I am just a volunteer at heart." With profound gratitude for the multitude of good work she has done around the world, Lemoine College is proud to confer upon Elaine M. Clyburn, class of 1956, the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, May 21st, 2017.
Thank you, Dr. Wells. At this time, I invite Dr. Darshini Rupnarine, Assistant Dean for Student Development and Director of the C-STEP and STEP programs, to come forward to read the citation for the Reverend Joseph P. Parks of the Society of Jesus. I ask President Lemura and Reverend Parks to please rise.
Good morning. The 17th century British playwright Joseph Addison wrote, "What sculpture is to a block of marble, education is to a human soul." Addison believed that great educators do not merely teach their students, they mold, shape, and form them. They inspire and advocate on behalf of the young people in their charge with a spirit that seems indefatigable. Joseph Parks, S.J., is one such educator. Every day, called by his creator, he commits himself to providing his students with the tools they will need to navigate a complex world and thrive in it. Outgoing, gregarious, and colorful, Father Joe is the president of Krister New York High School in Manhattan, where he has worked since 2004, leading a team of caring professionals united in their belief in the power of a Jesuit education to transform lives. Father Joe's colleagues will tell you that he is old school, in the best sense of the phrase, with a fondness for reminding his students that the library is his office and that nothing good ever happens after midnight. Yet he possesses an unshakable faith in the strength, goodness, and excellence of the young men and women he has been entrusted with educating. He believes in their ability to change the world for the better. Father Joe's influence on Jesuit secondary education spans 40 years. Prior to his arrival at Krister Ray, he worked at 3 other Jesuit high schools, Fordham Prep, Atino de Manila University, and his alma mater, St. Peter's Prep. Those experiences taught him that one of the true marks of Jesuit-educated men and women is the way they use their creativity and generosity, fueled by their education, in the service of others for the greater glory of God. Father Joe's greatest hope is that the network of Jesuit educational institutions will become even more effective in spreading the kingdom by cooperating and learning from one another. To that end, he was instrumental in the founding of Loyola College, a co-educational boarding school for Catholic and Muslim secondary students in Abuja, Nigeria. In addition to being a gifted educator, Father Joe is that very rare and extraordinary leader whose thinking is both practical and visionary. He is able to immerse himself in the minute day-to-day details of a particular situation and to use his imagination to unlock the rich array of possibilities it holds. It is no surprise, then, that during the course of his vocation, he has been called on to serve as the business manager and associate editor of America Magazine, and associate to the provincial and later provincial of the New York province of the Society of Jesus. To each of these roles, Father Joe brought his dedication to social justice, superb organizational skills, and capacity to unite people. He also heeded the advice he received from a wise, experienced Jesuit nearly 40 years ago. Take good care of the people who work for you. A native of Jersey City, New Jersey, Father Joe is a member of the boards of Georgetown University, Fordham University, and Mount St. Mary's University, as well as the boards of St. Anne's School and the Convent of the Sacred Heart and the Partnership for Inner City Education. He earned a bachelor's degree from Fordham University and master's degree from the University of Wisconsin and Woodstock College. With deep appreciation of the many good works he has begun and sustained in service to God and his community, Lemoine College is proud to confer upon Joseph P. Parks, S.J., the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, May 21st, 2017.
Thank you, Dr. Rupnarine. May I now invite Dr. Edward H. Judge, Professor of History, to come forward to read the degree citation for Dr. John W. Langdon, Class of 1967, and Professor of History. I ask President Lemura and Dr. Langdon to please rise.
Dr. John Langdon, class of 1967, wrote the book on the history of Lemoine College, literally. John is the author of Against the Sky, which thoughtfully and carefully chronicles the first 5 decades of the college's history and is now in the midst of updating that work. No one is more eminently qualified to take on this challenge than John. Not only is he a gifted historian and writer, but he also has a deep personal connection to the college that spans 54 years, first as a student and later as a professor. John arrived on the Heights in the fall of 1963. After earning a bachelor's degree in history in 1967, he went on to serve in the U.S. Army Reserves for 6 years and to earn a doctorate in history from the Maxwell School of Citizenship and Public Affairs at Syracuse University. He returned to Lemoine in 1971 and has taught history at the college ever since. He holds his students to high standards, but he always treats them with great respect and compassion. John models for his students a strong work ethic, a deep personal integrity, and a profound commitment to the service of others. It is little wonder that he has been honored for his work with the Reverend Monsignor A. Robert Casey Teacher of the Year Award and was Lemoine's inaugural O'Connell Professor in the Humanities. John's work and scholarship, both in and out of the classroom, have helped immensely to advance Lemoine as an academic institution. He is a life member of the Society for French Historical Studies, the Conference Group for the Study of Religion and World History, and the World History Association. He serves on the board of directors of the Central New York Council for the Social Studies, and he was named the Distinguished Social Studies Educator of the Year by the New York State Council for the Social Studies. He is also the author of July 1914, The Long Debate, 1918 to 1990, and he is co-author of A Hard and Bitter Peace, A Global History of the Cold War, The Cold War, A Global History with Documents, Cultured Fourth, Makers and Defenders of the French Colonial Empire, and Connections, A World History, which is used at colleges across the country. In addition, John is currently working on several new books and on new editions of earlier books. John's service to his profession and community has likewise been exceptional. He has presented more than 200 workshops for high school teachers across New York State and has served as a curricular consultant to several local high schools. His widely renowned presentations on current world affairs have enlightened thousands of Oasis and Elder Hostel participants. Anyone who has ever sat in John's classroom or attended any of his Oasis or Elder Hostel presentations can attest to the fact that he is an engaging, creative, and clear educator with a deep passion for his subject matter. He has written, "Growing up in the early days of the Cold War, it was nearly impossible to be indifferent to history, and I was fascinated by it from the age of 9. But his incredible depth of knowledge also includes literature, poetry, sports, and music. John is truly a Renaissance man, and when he is interested in a topic, it becomes part of him. John's service to Lemoine, moreover, has been invaluable. Whenever asked to serve the college, whether as honors director, pre-law director, chair of his department and of numerous key committees, or co-chair of the task force that designed our new core curriculum, he has responded with energy, wisdom, and fortitude. The Jesuit value of service to others, ingrained in him so deeply as a student, remains a central force in his life. As a student on the Heights, John fell in love with learning. He also fell in love with his classmate, Janice Kurkowski of the class of 1968, to whom he has been married for almost 47 years. They are the proud parents of 2 adult daughters, Lisa and Heather, and the doting grandparents to 5 grandchildren. With gratitude for the care and dedication that he has shown to his students, to his colleagues, and to this institution, Lemoine is honored to confer upon Dr. John W. Langdon, 67, PhD, the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
Thank you, Dr. Judge. Please join me in congratulating all of our honorary degree recipients once again. It is now my great honor to introduce our commencement speaker, Dr. John W. Langdon, class of 67.
I promise to be brief before we are all blown away. Madam President, Father Provost, members of the trustees and regents, my colleagues on the faculty, staff, and administration, families and guests, my fellow classmates of the class of 1967, and most importantly of all, my new classmates in the class of 2017. This is a tremendous honor, one that I never expected to receive, and I am deeply grateful for it, particularly because it gives me two sets of classmates. Those from the class of 1967, with whom I received a degree half a century ago, and my new classmates from the graduating class of 2017, with whom I receive a degree today. I will be much briefer than the commencement speaker in 1967. Yeah. 50 years ago, our ceremony began at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday, June 4th, on the traffic circle in front of Gruen Hall, in scorching 97-degree heat. 50 years later, some of my classmates still remember the name of the speaker, who spoke for 42 minutes while we slowly sweltered. If you remember my name in 50 years, it won't be for that reason. That's all right, they fixed it the next year. In 1968, my girlfriend, who later became my wife, graduated from Lemoine. I was in the audience. The administration had learned from its 1967 experience and scheduled the ceremony for Saturday, June 8th at 6 o'clock in the evening on the athletic field right over here, which is now the soccer field. The temperature was a beautiful 82 degrees. Everything was going perfectly, including the commencement address, until the time came for the graduates to receive their diplomas. By then it was 7:30 in the evening. The marshal moved to the first row of student seats and asked the students in that row to rise. As they did so, clouds of mosquitoes rose up from the drainage ditches surrounding the athletic field in honor of the graduates. For the remainder of the ceremony, we applauded the graduates and swatted the mosquitoes. The things we do for love. The next year, 1969, commencement was back at the War Memorial. On June 4th, 1967, the day of my commencement, I felt, like Kayla, that I was leaving Lemoine. I was so wrong. And not simply because I ended up working here. I didn't understand how Lemoine worked. And it's that understanding that I want to share with you today. That fall, I went to graduate school, and I soon noticed that Lemoine went with me. The knowledge, values, attitudes, and experiences of the previous 4 years animated almost everything I did. But I didn't think too much about that until 1969, when I was inducted into the Army and was sent to Fort Polk, Louisiana, a place that none of you will ever see if you are lucky. Imagine my surprise when I discovered that Lemoine had gone there with me. Throughout my time in the Army, I always felt that somehow I was still part of Lemoine. When I returned to graduate school to complete work on my doctorate, Lemoine offered me a job. It was for 1 year only. Part-time, teaching 2 sections of first-year history students. I was delighted. It gave me much-needed professional experience in familiar surroundings. Of course, it was only for 1 year. Once I received my degree, I would be leaving Lemoine. Or so I thought. One thing led to another, and I ended up staying with the history department at Lemoine. That was something I had never planned on. But life has a way of surprising us. And for me, teaching at Lemoine was a wonderful, delightful surprise. Years became decades, and I was still here. Then in 2008, Father Donald Moyne, who had taught both me and my wife philosophy, came to Lemoine to deliver an address. He had been president of Boston College after leaving Lemoine in 1972, and he and I had remained in touch sporadically over the years. His talk was superb, tightly reasoned, beautifully constructed, and eloquent, just as his classes had been when he taught at Lemoine. After he finished, I greeted him and said, "Don, you've been in Boston for 36 years and you have done wonderful things. But listening to you tonight, it occurs to me that you never actually left Lemoine." And then a strange thing happened. Father Moyne gave me a sidelong, quizzical look. And then he looked directly at me and said, "John, you should know by now, nobody ever really leaves Lemoine." And then, finally, I understood. For years, people had occasionally asked me what it was like to return to Lemoine after having graduated, and I had never known how to answer them. I couldn't answer them because I had always felt part of Lemoine, no matter where I was in the world. None of us can ever leave Lemoine. We can't leave Lemoine because we are Lemoine. We are Lemoine College at work in the world. We and all our fellow graduates down through the decades are the reason this college was founded 70 years ago. Because a college is not simply a collection of brick buildings, athletic fields, dorm rooms and suites, old haunts, and memories. A college stands for something. All of us who have been so incredibly fortunate to have received the Jesuit education understand what Lemoine stands for. The pursuit of excellence in learning, the pursuit of truth in a tolerant and cooperative spirit, respect for the sincerely held convictions of others, the quest for justice, the quest for peace, the search for equality, and recognition of the divine spark that animates every single human being on this planet. The divine spark that gives us human and spiritual dignity and that gives our lives meaning and purpose. Lemoine stands for these things not merely because doing so is the right thing to do. It is the right thing to do, but that's not enough. Lemoine stands for these things because these things are central components of the faith that built this college. Faith in God, faith in humanity, faith in the future, and faith in us. We weren't actually taught this. It was demonstrated to us by so many people, by the Jesuits, who came to Syracuse at the invitation of the bishop and created a college that would, they hoped and prayed, advance the greater glory of God. By the extraordinary men and women, faculty, staff, and administration, trustees and regents, who down through the years have embraced the Jesuit vision of the purpose of human existence and made it their own, and who have worked shoulder to shoulder with the Jesuits to actualize that vision. No matter whether we graduated in 1967 or whether we graduate today, we all know these people. These are the men and women who showed us what it really means to become men and women for others. These are the men and women who showed us what it really means to implement the preferential option for the poor. These are the men and women who showed us ways of thinking, of working, of approaching problems and situations, and in so doing struck chords that we internalized and that have become part of us. These are the men and women who showed us how to lead, not from the back of the line but from the front, not by preaching at us, but by example. These are the men and women who educated us, befriended us, and inspired us. The Jesuits and all their colleagues who share their vision and mission understand well that we are Lemoine. We are the reason it endures. We embody what it stands for, and we recognize that it is not enough to stand for principles. A college must be able to translate its ideals into action. When you, my new classmates in the class of 2017, become, in a few moments, part of Lemoine College at work in the world, this translation of ideals into action becomes your task, as it has been and continues to be the task of those who have graduated before you. For buildings and dormitories and athletic fields can't translate ideals into action. Only we can do that. We, who are Lemoine College at work in the world, these buildings can do nothing without us. Lemoine College has no hands but ours. It has no energy but ours. It has no soul but ours. Once we fully understand that, and once we fully recognize the depth and intensity of the faith that so many dedicated and passionate people have invested in us, only then will we fully appreciate the words of the alma mater that Father John Curry wrote so many years ago. May your ideals be our command, your praises ever sung. And then at the close of this ceremony, we can sing with renewed conviction, you're ours, Lemoine, and we are yours, while heights and hearts abide. So to all my classmates in the class of 1967, and to all the men and women of Lemoine, wherever they are today, for all that you have meant to our college, and for all that you will continue to mean to our college for the rest of your lives, my deepest thanks. And to all my new classmates in the class of 2017, Kayla gave a wonderful speech, but I differ with her on one point. This is not goodbye. Welcome to Lemoine College at work in the world. Congratulations on all that you have achieved thus far, and please accept my congratulations in advance on all that you will accomplish in the future. Good luck to all of you, and Godspeed.
Thank you, Dr. Langdon, for those truly inspiring words. Ad multos annos. We now proceed to the conferring of bachelor's degrees in course. Will the candidates for all baccalaureate degrees please rise? President Lemura, on behalf of the faculty of the college, I am pleased to present these candidates, hereafter to be named or whose names appear in the list of graduates, who, having completed all requirements, I certify are eligible for the following degrees: Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science.
By virtue of the power vested in me by the trustees of Lemoine College and by the regents of the state of New York, I am pleased to confer degrees upon the candidates hereafter to be named or whose names appear in the list of graduates, and declare them Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science.
All bachelor degree recipients may now move your tassel from the right side of your cap to the left to signify completion of your degrees. Please be seated. At this time, I ask Dr. Matthew Thie, Director of Integral Honors, to come to the podium to read the names of those recipients of bachelor's degrees with Integral Honors, which is the highest academic distinction Lemoine College confers. It is earned through participation in an intensive 4-year program of study. The title of each student's senior honors project is listed in your commencement program. Will the Integral Honors candidates please rise and come forward to receive your degrees? We ask that you hold your applause until all the graduates have received their diplomas.
James R. Gavert, summa cum laude. Theodore Lauren Grader II, summa cum laude. Timothy Lauren Grader II, magna cum laude. Sabah Ahmad Hamad, summa cum laude. Claire Marie Harubin, magna cum laude. Ellen F. Murphy, magna cum laude. Alexandra Maria Paulin, summa cum laude. Amari D. Pollard, summa cum laude. Amari is being congratulated by her mother, Zandria Sutherland Pollard, Lemoine College Regent. Andrew T. Shookman. Kathleen Anna Stomps, magna cum laude. Marissa A. Valent, magna cum laude.
Please join me in congratulating the Integral Honors recipients of the Lemoine class of 2017. We now continue with bachelor's degrees, beginning with candidates from the College of Arts and Sciences, whose names will be read by Dr. Kathleen Costello-Sullivan, Dean of Arts and Sciences.
These will be the Bachelors of Arts recipients. Kohiner Akhtar. Alex James Altland, cum laude. Paige M. Antonarella. Charnel Kessie Asante. Samantha Kathleen Ashley. Dara Lynn Averett. Mark Costello Bachman. Chelsea L. Ballin. Destiny Joyce Barnes.
Destiny, congratulations.
Heidi Jean Bastion.
Congratulations.
Carrie Faye Bates, magna cum laude. Gabrielle Ashley Bidwell. Annette Marie Blair, cum laude. Shannon Marie Bomer. Leah May Marie Bombard, cum laude. Claude Tyler Bonet. Dylan Joseph Borkowski. Ronald C. Bertrand. Samantha Marie Basson. Britton Howard Bouchard, magna cum laude. Heather Elise Brumbaugh.
Congratulations. Well done.
Shayla Brumfield. Andrea Mary Buchanan. Stanley J. Busick III. Maeve Kathleen Byrne, cum laude. Colin John Cashone, cum laude. Cara Suzanne Capoza. Corina Noel Castilla.
Congratulations.
Emily C. Castro. Adam Justin Salata.
Adam, congratulations. I love that tie.
Alexander T. Chapman. Haley Margaret Chase. Cheyenne Lee Chauvin, cum laude. Rachel Torrey Shea, magna cum laude. Luke A. Chestnut. Kelly Christine Clemmer. Savannah L. Clendenning, summa cum laude. Savannah has completed the Reserve Officers Training Corps and has been commissioned as an Army officer. Samantha Jean Cobb, cum laude. Kaylee Alexis Collins. Abigail Mackenzie Conlin, summa cum laude. Patrick Michael Cosmo. Joseph Douglas Cummings. Joshua Michael Dalton. Gabriella Morgan Daly. Amanda Lee D'Angelo, summa cum laude. Liz Marie De Jesus. Kania De La Fay. Amanda Marie Del Coro. Tanika DeLee. Rachel Julienne Della Ragione, cum laude. Jacqueline Elizabeth DeRegis. Sarah A. Donovan, magna cum laude. Mary Rose Drucker, cum laude. Brianna Claire Dunn, cum laude. Marissa Christina Duval. Kelly Kathleen East. Emily Anita Eastman. Morgan Giovanna Edgeberg. Anthony Joseph Fayola. Maura Ann Fay. Joseph Martins Fleischman. Brianna R. Flugel. Melanie P. Fortin, summa cum laude. Hannah Jane Francimone. Danielle Claire Friedman, summa cum laude. Troy T. Garbinski. Natalie Miranda Glatter, magna cum laude. Amy L. Gauthier. Matthew Gregory Gavula, cum laude. Forrest Patrick Gilbert. James Anthony Goodridge. Jonna Marie Gracier. Michaela Nicole Graves. Alexis Danielle Grasso. Brittany Nicole Hagerman. Lynn Marie Hamilton. Sydney L. Hamlin, cum laude. Mary Grace Hansen. Alec Mackenzie Harmeyer, summa cum laude. Renard Harris. Margaret M. Hattie, summa cum laude. Richard Joseph Hensel, magna cum laude. Shane M. Hine. Cameron Walker Hill, magna cum laude. Liza Marie Hilligus.
Yeah, Liza! You ready?
Denzel Hogan.
Yeah, Denzel.
Kressner O. Holt. Joshua Allen Holtham. Shaniqua M. Horge. Hunter Igo, summa cum laude. Nicolette Elizabeth and Sarah. Emily A. Ippolito, magna cum laude. Christopher Newman Jackson, magna cum laude. Aaron Madeline Jakubowski. Brittany Nicole Jaworski.
Thank you.
Cole M. Jaworski. Muna Y. Jalani. Audrey Helen Johnstone. Bridget Sophia Kelly. Bridget Ann Kenny. Hold on to your hat. Haley Lynn Kiesack, summa cum laude. Delaney Alexis LaFace. Jennifer Lau. Miles David Lawler, summa cum laude. Amber C. Lee. Ebony N. Letlow. John Gabriel Levanti. Marina A. LaCastro. Daniel Ismael Lopez, cum laude. Brianna Simone Lovell, cum laude. Stephen H. Lowe, cum laude. Kellyanne R. Lubrino. Sean Michael Lyons. Larissa Nicole Meyer, cum laude. Anthony Joseph Mayo IV. Joseph A. Malone. Alexander S. Margie.
Here he is. Okay, in the house right here.
Tony Marie Marco. Tell me when you're ready. I'll tell you. You sure? Okay. Mackenzie Lauren Marple, cum laude. Kelly M. Mascari.
Congratulations.
Daniel James Massett. Liam S. Matthews, cum laude. Well done, Liam. Samantha A. McCormick. Molly Catherine McGuane, magna cum laude. Ryan P. Nolan. Andrew Hayes McInerney. Nicole Ray McMahon. Nanette Jean McMahon White. Brooke Marie Merrifield, summa cum laude. Melissa Ann Mont. Marissa Janae Moore. Mary Kate Morgan. Jasmine Lizette Moses. Midheda Muyak. Claire Pauline Nikoski, magna cum laude. Alexander Carl Aubry. Donald Lawrence O'Connell. Paige L. O'Connor, cum laude. Daniel J. Olivo. Reynaldo Jose Ortiz. Yanko D. Panapinto. Miranda Lynn Parkis. Lindsay Nicole Patterson, cum laude. Brittany Elizabeth Peltz. Matthew Edgar Perry. Jennifer A. Peterson. Adam Randall Phipps Swanson, magna cum laude. Maria Elizabeth Pereno, cum laude. Matthew J. Palman, magna cum laude. Chelsea Marie Powell, summa cum laude. Grant Martin Prudhomme. Leah A. Quinones. Brian R. Reeder.
Yeah, Brian.
Stephanie T. Rhodes. Christiana Rica. Jacob Elijah Richards. Emily Rose Ritchie, cum laude. Sabrina J. Riley, cum laude. Alexander C. Rita. Tess Marie Robb, cum laude. Ashton Maine Robbins, cum laude. Stephanie Noel Rogers. Trevor Michael Rogers. Nicolette Ryan Rudolph. Elizabeth Patricia Russell, cum laude. Rebecca Ann Ryan, magna cum laude. Luke J. Sacran. Adriana Mutia Salatino. Samantha Lynn Salerno. Alexandra Caitlin Samsonic, summa cum laude. Tony A. Santos. Robert Charles Scala. James Shunk. Zachary Francis Seeley. Zach is being congratulated by his mother, Lenore Seeley, a Lemoine College Regent. Ashley Elizabeth Schaefer. Oh, okay. Alexander J. Sheffer.
Congratulations, well done.
Brittany L. Sims, cum laude. Deidre S. Skerritt. Christopher J. Smith, magna cum laude. Oksana V. Sokolik. Nicole Lynn Sewell. Nicholas Adam Steiner, magna cum laude. Haley Michelle Stogsdill. Mari Sugio. Ali Manya Zerba. Chelsea J. Taft. Carrie Jo Allison Taro. Rachel Devereaux Terry. Emily Christina Thompson. Stephen Michael Thompson, Jr. Lauren Ashley Thornton. Inez Esmeralda Timberger, magna cum laude. Sarah Nicole Togni, cum laude. Samuel Raymond Tucker. Sheila Turley. Erin Denise Van Brocklin. Daniela Marie Vasquez. Thomas Anthony Vasquez, magna cum laude. Tyler Hunt Veltre. Alexandra Bianca Visconti Derone, magna cum laude. Kathy T. Vu. Maya Genesis Wade. Abby B. Walters. Courtney Williams. We're moving on now to the Bachelor of Science degrees. Sarah Leanne Abbott, summa cum laude.
Yes, Sarah.
Gabriel Thomas Adams. Brittany Lynn Allen. Maggie Ann Lorraine Ambrose, summa cum laude. Hannah B. Arden. Jennifer L. Ashens. Boyan Atanasovsky. Emily Catherine Bagley. Lee Matthew Botter, summa cum laude. Rachel Ann Brady. Christina Marie Breckenridge, cum laude. Ryan Jeffrey Breen. Alexander R. Briggs, cum laude. Ashley C. Brightman, summa cum laude. Dew Thee Bowie. Kayla Cheryl Burt, cum laude. Shanika Lene Butler. Kelsey Erin Campbell, magna cum laude. Sarah Elizabeth Canarelli, summa cum laude. Brianna Lynn Capron. Danielle Teresa Carlone. Courtney Elizabeth Chase, cum laude. Natalie Marie Casson, summa cum laude. Ardavan J. Cherwin. Mackenzie Judith Como, summa cum laude. Colette Flora Cook. Teresa Irene Kuhn, summa cum laude. Benjamin R. Crilly, magna cum laude. Rohan Edward Cumberbatch. Laura Elizabeth Cumbo, magna cum laude. Anna Mackenzie Curtin, summa cum laude. Franklin Thomas Dalton, cum laude. Etty Ruth Delavac, cum laude. Donato Leonardo DeNorcia Jr., cum laude. Gabrielle Marie DePero. Tyler John Dix, cum laude. Elena May Doctor. Daniel Patrick Doran. Joanna Catherine Dundon. Kristen Nicole French. Haley Y. Einhart. Haley John Islafol IV, cum laude. Megan Aldrich Evans, magna cum laude. Holly K. Fanning, cum laude. Stephen D. Ferguson, magna cum laude. Erica Lakshmi Faye, cum laude. Barbara A. Fisher. Benjamin F. Fruce. Marina Rose Gagliano. Jeremy Nathaniel Galvin. Alexis Marie Garbarino, cum laude. Bridget Renee Gauthier, summa cum laude. Abigail Marie Geen, magna cum laude. Alana Marie Glidden, summa cum laude. Sarah Marie Harmatuck. Mackenzie Ray Harris, summa cum laude. Victoria Ann Harris, magna cum laude. Kristen Michelle Hartwell. Jenna C. Hayward, magna cum laude. Caitlin Frances Hens. Austin C. Higgins.
Yes, did.
Elena Christine Hill, cum laude. Jason S. Hitzfield, cum laude. Erin Kathleen Holleran. Ryan John Homeyer, summa cum laude. Nora Patricia Hoodmaker. Morgan Ashley Hope. Tamara C. Houghton. Paige Hyde. Nusreta Ibrahimovic, magna cum laude. Emily Ann Isles, summa cum laude. Chelsea Marie Arisavita Inlong. Sean Thomas Kearns. Cade M. Kelleher, cum laude. Alyssa M. Curley, summa cum laude. Athena Christine Klein, cum laude. John Matthew Koenig, magna cum laude. Paige Frances Keebler, magna cum laude. Bless you. Emily Elizabeth Kroll. Alexandra Marie Lanzafame, cum laude. Caitlin Rose Lanzettella. Caleb Joseph Christian Larnard, summa cum laude. Greta Mary Lautenschutz. Selena Lily Lupkowski. Megan Elizabeth Malarkey. Catherine Quinn Mannion, summa cum laude. Allison Catherine Mank, cum laude. Ariana Nadia Marshall. Mark A. Martin, cum laude. Gabrielle Marie Massey. Zachary L. McCarthy. Samaria Jeremiah McClary. Nicholas M. McCreary. Logan Grace McAvoy. Maeve Lindsay McQuilkin. Jennifer Rose Marola, summa cum laude. Catherine Elizabeth Meyer. Kate Elizabeth Moore, summa cum laude. John Michael Morrison, magna cum laude. Jordan Elizabeth Musa. Roberto Napoleon III.
You sure?
Helen H. Nugent.
Yeah, I know. That's okay.
Lena Nugent. Cameron G. Pierce. Alexander Thomas O'Brien. Megan May O'Brien. Lauren Catherine O'Connor, magna cum laude. Brittany Paige O'Hara. Owen McCrae. Giano N. Panafino, summa cum laude. Zachary Mark Pearson. Christina Marie Perry, cum laude. Megan Jane Poyer, cum laude. Rachel Anna Prentice, cum laude. Gabrielle Marie Praco. Marissa Alice Puma. Tiffany A. Rawson, cum laude. Jacqueline Kate Reno. Catherine Russell. Ana S. Reina Espinosa.
Big moment.
Colin R. Reynolds, magna cum laude. Alyssa Elizabeth Ricci. Benjamin Thomas Rogers. Ambrose Timaini Ryan, cum laude. Peter Mitchell Sadowitz, summa cum laude. Tyler James Schmidt, cum laude. Samantha R. Shefflin, magna cum laude. Gabriella M. Segroy. Scott C. Southerden. Victoria Lynn Susi. Sean Edward Spear.
Yes, Sean! Yes, Sean!
Christopher J. Spado. Heidi A. Stahl, summa cum laude. Chelsea M. Stouch. Taylor Ann Stevens, summa cum laude.
Yeah, Taylor!
Adeline Ray Studer, summa cum laude.
Yay!
Maria T. Swedowski, cum laude. Jenna Nicole Seifert, magna cum laude. Shannon Teresa Stevens, cum laude. Jenna M. Togni, cum laude. Amanda J. Trombley, cum laude. Harry Stewart Tucker, Jr. Victoria Amber Van Schaak. Nathaniel James Vasquez. James Luke Waffle, cum laude. Chase W. Westbrook. Stephanie Rose Wheatley.
Yes, sir!
Faith N. Whitmore. Taylor Joy Wilk. Brian Kelly Wilson, summa cum laude. Julia Ann Wilson. Cassie Lynn May Wolf, cum laude. Jacob William Woodward, cum laude. Lawrence X. Zagata, magna cum laude. Hanai Zaran. Mariana Margareta Zalo. Panayotis Zaraithanes. Waldemar Alexander Zawadsky. David George Zilowitz, magna cum laude. That's it. That's it. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dean Costello-Sullivan. I now invite Mr. James Joseph, Dean of the Madden School of Business, to come to the podium and read the names of the graduates from the Madden School.
Team Madden, are you ready to soar? Sean Michael Zocolilo. Michael B. Abbott II. Erica Lindsay Alden. Alec Giovanni Antonucci. Eduardo Arriaga, cum laude. Burton Kyle August. Stephanie A. Ayler.
Congratulations. Well done.
Julia Ann Bailey, summa cum laude. Sarah M. Bear. Sarah is being congratulated by her father, Stephen Bear, from Lemoine College Security. Jonathan Christopher Becker, magna cum laude. Allegra Lee Bell, cum laude. Kevin F. Benedict, summa cum laude. Kevin will be commissioned as an officer in the United States Marine Corps this afternoon and is being congratulated by his cousin, Sharon Kinsman Salmon, member of the Lemoine College Board of Trustees and former board chair. How'd I do? Emily Laura Burnaby, cum laude. Scott Ward Besser, magna cum laude. William Joseph Bigsby. John Patrick Bingham. Alexa Mercedes Bochia, summa cum laude. Austin Anthony Baus. Nice medal. William Henry Brown, summa cum laude. Timothy Lewis Buff Jr., summa cum laude. William Douglas Bunn. John Michael Burzak, cum laude. Matthew T. Baroni. Valerie Marie Butler, cum laude. Matthew Vincent Calshibetta, magna cum laude. Dazon Christopher Camp. Emily Elizabeth Campbell, magna cum laude. Benjamin L. Carrick, magna cum laude. Jason M. Caruso. Carly Ray Catchpole. Ryan Matthew Chairs. William R. Chapman. Ying Chen. Derek B. Samino, magna cum laude. Victoria Susan Clark. Catherine M. Clark. Alexander Wheeler Coffrin. Dean Robert Comstack, cum laude. Erin Rose Chetney, magna cum laude. Carolina Sophie Cotran. Elizabeth Corsell. Meredith Lynn Cudahy. Seth Nicholas Corbin. John Christopher Cook. Evan M. Connolly. Ryan James Desmond. Nicole Brooke Easterly. Matthew Anthony Dabrowski, summa cum laude. Karen J. Daly, magna cum laude. Brian Michael Davis. Daniel Joseph Della Posta. Daniel is being congratulated by his father, Joe Della Posta, from the Office of Communications. Alea C. Demand. Austin J. Dillon. Colum Donnelly. Adriana Elaine Doras. Jesse Aaron Flint, magna cum laude. Shay Sylvia Foster. Shay is being congratulated by her father, Jim Foster, from Physical Plant. Kristen Fody, magna cum laude. David Allen Frazier, magna cum laude. Craig J. Garrow. Shauna Morgan Galfuso. Eric William Garenflow, cum laude. Did you make the right decision? Travis Joseph Gregg, magna cum laude. Kenneth M. Hall. Chelsea Ann Harris, summa cum laude. Catherine Michelle Hetling. Sarah Kathleen Hederich, cum laude. Taylor John Hoteling. Patrick R. Hines. Stanley Richard Classic. Jack Patrick Jeffrey. Michael Jensen, cum laude. Drew Robert Inglesby. Wesley Mateo Johnson. Helena A. Kalinowski. Kevin M. Karleski. Tyler J. Kell. Danielle Lee McMahon. Tyler Trace Mealy. Jordan D. Maloling. James Patrick Mikulinic, summa cum laude. John Thomas Mikulinic, summa cum laude. Brandon James Miller. Mira Ann Mosney, summa cum laude. Dylan F. Kyle. Dion C. Lewis, Jr. Alan M. Lefebvre. Colin Larkin Moynihan. John Scott Murphy, magna cum laude. Brianna Nicole Naples. Matthew W. Needham. Thank you. Ryan Matthews. Kathy Wynn, magna cum laude. Ryan Patrick Noon. William James McCartan. Bernard J. Martinez. Catherine D. Martin, cum laude. Trevor Jameson Honori. Bridget E. Adorsic, cum laude. Jason David Palmowski, summa cum laude. Fabiola M. Parlata Rodriguez, cum laude. Damian Michael Powers, cum laude. Brooke Marie Riley, magna cum laude. Sean Thomas Yensha. Miguel James Rodriguez. Brian Edward Rogers. Liam Patrick Ruin. Marina A. Russo. Nicholas Joseph Seguir. Andrew J. Sanito. Jessica I. Santos. Hannah Catherine Savage. Kathleen Abigail Saville, cum laude. Jeffrey C. Smith, Jr., cum laude. Benjamin Douglas Spohr. Annie M. Steve, cum laude. Philip Gregory Stolarski III, magna cum laude. Nicholas Andrew Tabone, cum laude. Salvatore Gian Tartaro, cum laude. Bailey Allen Teachman. Zachary River Terry. Leah D. Tooley. Benjamin Michael Trudell. Tin Fung Truong. Victoria Dolores Vaccaro. William P. Veruto. Andrea Mary Wade, magna cum laude. Benjamin J. Walsh. Madeline Margaret Warren.
Okay, Maddie.
Evan Michael White. Stephen Alexander Williams. Talisha Marie Wright. Jaylon J. Yildiz. Alexander Dane Young. Is it Uden? Carrie Lynn Uden.
Thank you, Dean Joseph. I invite Dr. Margaret Wells, Interim Dean of the Purcell School of Professional Studies, to come to the podium and read the names of the graduates from the Purcell School.
Last in order, but certainly not least, the Purcell nursing graduates. Lauren Marie Algase. Emily Marie Allen. Cum laude. Skipped. Abby K. Bergeman, magna cum laude. Elise Christine Bavard. Mariah J. Bliss. Gifty Ya Bosipem. Kimberly M. Bordeaux, magna cum laude. Jody Danielle Carncross, cum laude. Amber L. Case, cum laude. Chelsea J. Kalflin, cum laude. Zendel Lynn Cordwell. Brooke Elizabeth Corlew, cum laude. Chelsea Lou Devine, cum laude. Kendra Elizabeth Dick, cum laude. Shanley Rose Dingle. Michaela Marie Flath, cum laude. Did you have a cum laude or anything? Catherine Geis. Elizabeth L. Galhart, cum laude. Michelle Elizabeth Goria, magna cum laude. Victoria R. Green. Carly Suzanne Gossamer. Erin Elizabeth Hobby. Shelby Lee Klemp, cum laude. Carly Jean Quasigro, summa cum laude. David Michael Lazaro Jr., cum laude. Jessica Ray Louise. Morgan Joy Mancuso, cum laude. Taylor Page Martinez. Mariah Miqua McIntosh. Nicole Elizabeth Menepace, cum laude. Maria Dina Moroz. Sydney Page Murphy, cum laude. Lexi Marissa Newell. Thank you. Brett Cameron Claire Peters, magna cum laude. Thank you. Megan Ann Price. Molly L. Rodriguez, cum laude. Erin Ann Ryan. Patricia A. Ryan, cum laude. Olivia Kate Scuderi. Madison Drew Sheridan, cum laude. Congratulations. Erica Marie Smith, summa cum laude. I know. Just sign it. Leanne Smith, cum laude. Soban. Okay. Stephanie A. Soban, cum laude. Emma Rose Stevens. Rachel A. Strong. Kelsey Marie Tebow. Rachel Jeanette Tower, cum laude. Tiffany Haven Travato, cum laude. Jane Marie Vamvakius. Jolene N. Van Antwerp. Amber Lynn Vargason, magna cum laude. Carolyn Catherine Weber. Maya Marie Worksman, cum laude. Yatsuk? Okay. Igor Yatsuk. Olivia Marie Zampano. All right, that's right. Paul Michael Zampano II.
Thank you, Dr. Wells. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Lemoine College class of 2017. It is now my pleasure to introduce Mr. Lawrence R. Egan, Lemoine class of 1971 and president of the Alumni Association Board, to say a few words to our newest alumni.
As president of the Lemoine College Alumni Association, it is my distinct honor to welcome you as the newest members of this prestigious group. A little more than 4 years ago, you chose to become a part of the Lemoine family. Today, you join more than 26,000 graduates who extend the Lemoine network across all 50 states and to more than 30 foreign countries. In what has become a Lemoine tradition, you are joined today by our golden alumni, the class of 1967, who are celebrating the 50th anniversary of their graduation. As you graduate and leave the Heights to begin your careers or graduate school, please keep in touch with the college and attend our alumni events across the country. Become a regular visitor to the college website and utilize our many social networks. On behalf of the Lemoine College Alumni Association, I wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors, and I look forward to seeing you at alumni events and when you return to the Heights in future years. Always remember, for a short time, you lived like a dolphin.
Thank you, Mr. Egan. At this time, I would like to thank the staff of the offices of the President, Provost, Academic Deans, Event Planning, Enrollment Management, Registrar, Student Development, Communications, Security, Facilities Management and Planning, our volunteers, and all the other individuals who helped make these commencement ceremonies a success. Following the ceremony, we ask that our guests remain in their places until the platform party, the faculty, and all of the graduates have left the commencement site. Graduates, may I remind you that you can pick up your diplomas in the chapel tent until 1 p.m. this afternoon. Faculty, administrators, and Dr. Lemura will be joining graduates on the quad in front of Gruen Hall for photographs. Please rise. Our benediction will be offered by Reverend John Buckeye of the Society of Jesus, Rector of the Lemoine Jesuit Community.
Stretch out your hands, your arms. Stretch them. God wants us to be open to life, open to whatever's going to come. Don't be afraid. Put your arms down. Look up at the sky. Look around at all the people that are here. Graduates, friends, faculty, family, jubilarians. We are indeed blessed by a huge world and lots of people. Close your eyes for just a second and take a slow and a deep breath. And be grateful that you can breathe. Be grateful that you are filled with life. Open your eyes and silently say thanks for what you've been given. Slow down and be open to new things. Be open to all the questions and uncertainties and challenges. Open your eyes to the world, because God's Spirit is in this world. God is here. And we come into the world with all our hopes and dreams, our limits, our frustrations, our questions. And God says, welcome, welcome. I'm with you. The best is yet to come. Life is good, and life is full of possibility. So be ready for new adventures, new service, new learning. Be ready for life. Be ready to be an astronaut, or a historian, or a teacher, or a parent, or a healer, or a leader, or a firefighter, or an inventor, or a person who smiles. Be ready to be a friend to others. Be ready to ask questions. Be ready to fall in love. God, we ask you today and all the days to come to help us to celebrate, to rejoice, to get excited, to applaud, to shout, to dance, to sing, to forgive, to love, and to be ready for everything. Help us to be in love with you and with life. God, help us to go forth and set the world on fire. Let the people say, amen. Amen. Let the people say, amen. Let the people say, amen.
Our chorus will now lead us in the singing of the Lemoine alma mater.
Against the sky you stand, Lemoine, a beacon to us all. And on the heights our forces join, we rally to your call. From loyal hearts our challenge roars, that here we stand allied. You're ours, Lemoine, and we are yours, while heights and hearts abide. May your ideal be our command, your praises ever sung. So long as on the heights you stand, your name be on our tongue. From loyal hearts our challenge roars, that here we stand allied. You're ours, Lemoine, and we are yours, while heights and hearts abide.
The 67th commencement of Lemoine College is now concluded. May God bless you each and every day of your lives.
Well, there you go. The 67th commencement is over. Okay, a lot of people graduated today. Amazing record number. And we were here to experience all of that. It was great.
But Leslie, I think that the thing that we both talked about is the way that everything seemed to flow really well throughout the ceremony. The common themes and everyone who spoke, from President Lemira to Kayla Burt, reading the honorary degree recipient descriptions, and obviously Dr. John Langdon, who delivered the commencement address today.
Right, Dr. Lemira, President Lemira, started the ceremony off with her speech, and I found it interesting. She used the idea of the History 111 paper, so every student at Lemoine has to take History 110 and 111, and 110 is research and 111 is the paper. And I found it, this was something that every single person sitting in front of her today could understand. And then to take that paper and then move it into the future, saying, you'll own what you've done, you put your name on your work. What a message for people going out into the world, no matter what they're pursuing.
Absolutely, and I thought Kayla did. We expected big things of her. I thought she did a marvelous job as the student speaker. She spoke like someone who was wise beyond her years. She told her classmates to find the comfort in being uncomfortable. Her speech was funny, it was emotional, it was moving, and it was motivational, which was great.
And when else can you combine Drake and Malcolm X in the same speech, right?
Right.
I think I was alluding to this before the ceremony started. She really is an amazing young person, and I look forward to seeing what she's going to be doing. And fortunately, she's going to upstate. So, and just by happenstance, I know she's going to be living near Lemoine's campus. So I'm going to keep my eye on her.
That's great.
That's great. And then Elaine Clyburn and John Parks, both receiving the degrees, and they both are doing amazing things.
And it was amazing to hear, Elaine Clyburn, a graduate of Lemoine, the first African-American woman to rise to the ranks of a level 5 person with the Red Cross. She said something like, I'm just a volunteer at heart.
Right.
You know?
Her aim apparently is to be useful. From what we're told, she says, "I want to be useful," and how better way, how better way to exemplify what Moyne means than to be useful. And then Father Parks, he started and helped found and run the Cristo Rey High School program in New York City. That is an amazing program for high school students, and we're fortunate enough at Lemoine to have some of those students enroll and come spend their college years with us.
And he very much embodied that belief that, teachers don't merely just teach their students, they mold them, they shape them, and they form them, and certainly that's why he was honored today.
All right, and finally, Professor, Professor Langdon, Dr. Langdon. I think what the meat of what I got is that Lemoine College is going to be your representation of how you enter the world, and Lemoine is at work in the world. And I think that's a great way to sum up this whole event.
A great message for this class of 2017 to celebrate and move forward with.
That's right. As he said, there's a divine spark that moves us forward. And with that, we thank you for joining us today for the 67th commencement ceremony here at Lemoine College. I'm Leslie Bailey Streisku.
And I'm Mike Bersani. Congratulations, class of 2017.
Absolutely. Congratulations.